Alright, it's Pat here from Army of Wives, and this is the first longer video I will have made in quite some time. When I started the channel about 2 months ago, I started off making longer videos, standard length ones, but I found that they didn't get that many views, and the shorter ones that I did were getting more views, so I stuck with them. But I think I'm gonna try and keep it mixed up. For anyone that does want to watch these longer videos, we can go into more detail and actually discuss topics in a bit more depth than just scratching the surface in the shorts. But so yeah, in this video I'm going to talk about how people perceive what's healthy in regards to exercise. And this isn't health advice, by the way, it's just exploring what people might think about it, and it's up to you to work out the truth for yourself. I'm not going to shove it down your throat or tell you what to do or say what's right or wrong. I might imply what I think, my opinion, but it's not health advice. Let's just make that clear. So yeah, also this video is also inspired a little bit by the YouTuber Goatis, or Gattis, as some of you may already be familiar with. If not, go check him out. That's Goatis. I do quite like his channel, and I find he can be quite inspiring at times. He is very, very kind of extreme in his views, shall we say, very kind of black and white. And just to drop it like he thinks it is, basically he thinks pretty much all exercise, anything strenuous, anything that's not would be done in nature, is actually detrimental and is going to age you faster. Now, I think he has got quite a good point on the fact that people who go to the gym a lot and push their bodies, a lot, I think that he's got a point. Yeah, these people are going to age a bit faster, and it's not necessarily healthy. Like big muscles, you've only got a standard size heart. It can't really grow that much to compensate if your muscles get really big. So just straight away, let's just get it clear that, yeah, bodybuilding, when you're taking steroids, in my opinion and his opinion, is definitely unhealthy. But he even thinks that just, going to the gym more a moderate amount of time and not taking steroids is also unhealthy. I would disagree about this. I think that as the human body works, if you're too comfortable and you never put any stress on it, then it actually gets weak over time. It's like that thing where you put a bit of stress on it, it actually then compensates and grows stronger in the process. But this is obviously a fine line, and I made a short video previously about, should you go to the gym, how many times should you go? I'd say personally, I think depending on your body type, 2 to 3 is probably the sweet spot. Maybe even once a week sometimes, as long as you give your body plenty of time to recover and you eat good nutrition, which is for another video, then you're gonna probably get the results you want. You're gonna get a stronger body, and by also raising your heart rate here and there, you're actually going to bring your resting heart rate down. Because there's this argument, and this guy Gattis will use this argument that you have a limited number of heartbeats in your whole life, and it's almost predetermined. And so if you're always doing strenuous exercise, speeding your heart up, you're shortening your lifespan. But I think it's true that if you do a moderate amount of strenuous exercise, or even a small amount, when you really push yourself in short amounts of time, for the time you're exercising, you're going to speed up your heart rate quite a lot. But then your body's going to compensate and your resting heart rate will come down. So hopefully that will balance itself out. Now, I don't even know if that's true, that you have a limited number of heartbeats in your lifetime. These are just theories. But pretty much, I think that everything's about balance, you know. The people that like throw their body into a bit of chaos here or there, even sometimes get drunk once in a while. I think that actually might be more healthy than being completely extreme and never doing anything. It's just that thing of if you never put your body through any stress, then it kind of gets weaker over time. That's what I think. So if you're too comfortable, you end up getting weaker. That's my theory. And is there anything else to say on it? I'm not quite sure. I mean, certainly I tend to think it's crazy that people want to go for these like long distance cycle rides and, you know, burn up loads of sugar and burn into their muscles. I never think that's a good idea. I mean, let's be honest, like most of the cyclists who do it professionally in like the Tour de France and stuff, they're all on performance enhancing drugs so they can get those results. And if you look at like a cyclist, the average cyclist who does a lot of cycling, they have got very, very skinny bodies, and I don't think that's healthy. So I think body wise, you want some muscle, you want to be lean, you want strength, you want functional muscle, you don't want swollen muscle, you don't want excessive muscle. Anything that's too much on your heart is detrimental. And that's pretty much it. So, well, let's also touch on the fact that the best exercise is definitely walking, and a good amount of walking, you know, a moderate to brisk sort of pace. That seems to be the best exercise. And I hope that like more old people, as they age, don't stop walking. Because I think what quite often happens is people get older and they put their energy into other things and they don't put enough energy into just going for walks regularly. And then it comes a point where they can't even really walk that much because they get kind of atrophied, and due to their poor diet and stressful lives and doing lots of jobs that they don't really want to be doing, or activities that they think they should be doing but they don't really want to do it. And they've sacrificed just going for good, healthy walks regularly, and then they can't walk, and then their health really dramatically decreases. So I think the main thing is we should all be doing a lot of walking as the foundation. And then, you know, if you like weight training, you wanna have strong muscles, then I think that's good. I don't think that's unhealthy. I think Gattis has got that wrong. And like judging by his physique as well, he's just stopped doing any of that kind of stuff, and he's starting to look quite skinny. And you know, that's the point. Like, if you do really have to defend yourself, you want to be able to do that. So you don't want to be a big bodybuilder who was all like bulky and swole. But if you train for speed and strength, and also train, you know, that's why it makes sense for some people want to do martial arts, because then you're going to be better at defending yourself. But yeah, let's just sum it up. The main point is you've got to find a sweet spot that works for you. You know, you don't need to try and be like and get some crazy results and beat any world records and all this kind of stuff. You know, professional athletes generally do age faster. Like, look at footballers, for instance. Like, they tend to age quite rapidly when they get into their 30s, 40s and 50s. And I think that's because they've been pushing themselves too hard, and they have been doing that thing where their just heart rate is just too much of the time, and the body can never really catch up. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. That's my little take on what's healthy, what's good to exercise. And you know, of course, like recreational sports, things like tennis, football, basketball, you know, if you enjoy those things, yeah, do them. Definitely. Like, I mean, if a life where you like restrict yourself from doing any exercise seems like a bit boring, seems like a bit limited. And, you know, we're supposed to live our lives. We're not supposed to sort of be trying to live the very longest we can whilst just like sitting, twiddling our thumbs, doing nothing, you know. And the guy Gattis, he always uses the argument like, whatever we do in nature. Well, you know, if you want to imagine us in nature as like a human animal, then we would have to go hunting and, you know, fetch water, scavenge for food. So we would be exerting ourselves somewhat. So I guess like, yeah, trying to replicate being a hunter-gatherer would be quite efficient. So yeah, I forgot to mention, of course, sprinting, short bursts of sprinting is gonna really help your body. You know, look at sprinters. They have really strong muscular bodies, but long distance running, where you're keeping your heart rate elevated for a long period of time and burning through all the sugars and your proteins and your muscles, because that's what happens. If you have to burn sugar when you're exercising for a long period of time, your body can only store a certain amount of sugar and it will start tapping into the muscles. So that's why people that do endurance ones don't generally have the best bodies. So I think the takeaway, what I'm trying to say is, you want to keep your exercise for short periods of time when it's strenuous, and other times when you want to keep it moderate, it shouldn't be high, it should just be comfortable, like walking is. And I'm going to wrap it up. If you got to the end, I salute you. People's attention spans aren't great these days. But I'll be back with some more longer videos in the fullness of time. Peace out, and I hope you have a good day.